We'll be looking at if-then statements now. This is a simple example here. So, if 1 is more than 2, this is false. So nothing happens. BV1 is still false. No, nothing happens either, because in order for this portion after the keyword then, in order for this to execute, this has to be true. So it doesn't matter if you're trying to assign true or false to BV1. It will only occur if this happens to be true. So if we reverse this logic, now this executes because this condition was true. This is the most simple version of an if-then statement. Now if we were to do this, we get a syntax error, unexpected end of file on line 20. What occurs is, since you have now used a second line for your if-then statement, you must now include an end if. Now you can also do this. So let's see what's going on here. So we're gonna debug using a step-through method. This is actually going to step through every line that should execute based on your statements. So, okay. We just assign 6 to A. Okay. Now, C, we just assigned 1 to C. So if AV1 is less than AV2, it is. So line 20 executes. Now we get to the else keyword, but 22 did not get executed. 22 doesn't execute ever unless this condition is false. So if we reverse that, and now we debug, oh, now 20 gets jumped over and we go straight to 22, and after we do another step, BV1 becomes true. Interestingly enough, it didn't, but I believe if we do that, now it does. So now you see how that behavior was a little weird on the debugger, so just beware. now let's complicate things a little bit. This is a logical operator. There are two types, possibly three types of logical operators that you will encounter. So let's go with if AV is, let's actually make this. If AV1 equals AV3 and AV2 not equals AV4. Okay, so in this scenario we have used the equal sign not as an assignment operator because we're not assigning the value of AV3 to AV1. Remember, the only type of statement that can be between an if and a then can only be a Boolean expression. And the only thing that you can have between on both sides, on either side of an AND operator, can also just be Boolean values. In this particular case, in this context, the equal sign, it's a different type of operator. It's not the same operator as it's being used here. In this case, you are grabbing the value stored in AV1 and passing it to C so that C can store it. In this case, you're actually comparing and saying, is the value in AV3 the same as the value in AV1? So in this case, this guy is not an assignment operator, is an equality operator. However, that guy is actually an assignment operator. So, equality, assignment. So moving on, by the way, this right here is an inequality operator. It's however not a logical operator, it's a comparison operator. And we will see the difference. There's also a not operator that we'll go over. But this is not the same as not. This is not equal to. So this is saying AV2 is not equal to AV4. We're comparing. However, the not takes a value and it transforms that value into its opposite. So, okay, let's recap here. What did we just look at? I believe we looked at a if AV1 equals AV2, then we have a line here and a line here. So in this case, this is a then, AV1 will assign true to VV1. So there you have it. In this case, this equal sign, it's a equality, it's a comparison. In this case, the equal sign is a transfer of value, it's an assignment of value. We are transferring value from this place to this place, where in this case we're absolutely not doing that. So now this will be the else scenario, and here we'll have again, this is a transfer of value. You probably guessed it. We're putting the value from here into here. In this case, we're taking the actual value and passing it over. This is opposite to, for example, saying assigned into BV1 BV2 if we had one, right? In this case, you're actually in here, you're gonna have either true or false, right? And this true or false value is going to be contained in here, whereas right here, this is the actual value. It's not wrapped. You need your end if. So that is what that looks like. And then ANDing, you have ANDing, and then you also could have OR. And OR apparently generates a false. Well, exactly. So this is executed. So, okay. So, if we change that to an OR, that will change to false, because AV2 is not equal to AV4. So this actually is true, even though this is false. So with an OR logical operator, only one simple statement needs to be true.